Respiration. As you have already learned, respiration involves breathing and cellular respiration. Breathing means gaseous exchange, that is intake of oxygen from the atmosphere and release of carbon dioxide. Cellular respiration is the breakdown of simple food in order to release energy inside the cell. Breakdown of glucose by various pathways. That is for cellular respiration to occur in cells. The breakdown of glucose will happen first, and this breakdown of glucose occurs by different pathways, mainly 3 pathways here we will discuss. In the breakdown of glucose, the first step in it is called glycolysis. Glycolysis is the first step in the breakdown of glucose, and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms, glycolysis occurs, and it is an anaerobic respiration, we can say anaerobic respiration, and glucose is broken down to pyruvate and energy, pyruvate or pyruvic acid and energy. Glycolysis part of respiration, that is anaerobic, and it occurs at cytoplasm of the cell. Here 6 carbon compound, that is glucose, is broken down to form 3 carbon pyruvate. 2 molecules of pyruvate is produced plus energy. Here you can see the breakdown of glucose by various pathways. Here first part we discussed, that is the process of breakdown of glucose to pyruvic acid plus energy, that is called glycolysis, and it happens in cytoplasm. Here the 6 carbon glucose is broken down to form 3 carbon molecule, that is pyruvic acid or pyruvate plus energy. Now what is happening to pyruvic acid? That it is converted into ethanol or lactic acid. That is, these first 2 pathways are in the absence of oxygen. First 2 pathways are in the absence of oxygen. That is, pyruvic acid is converted to ethanol. Pyruvic acid is converted to ethanol. Ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. Pyruvic acid in the absence of oxygen is converted to ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. That process we can call it as fermentation. Here alcohol is produced, we can call it as fermentation. The process of conversion of pyruvic acid into ethanol is called fermentation. Here it occurs in the absence of oxygen, and this conversion occurs in the cytoplasm. And the next one is that in the absence of oxygen in our muscle cells, when we require more energy, at that time some of the pyruvic acid is converted to lactic acid and energy in the absence of oxygen. That is also considered as anaerobic respiration because it is happening in the absence of oxygen. Here the product is lactic acid plus energy, and that is happening in our muscles, or that occurs in our muscles. And the third pathway, that is in the presence of oxygen. Pyruvic acid, if it is converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy, if it occurs in presence of oxygen, then we can call it as aerobic cellular respiration. The aerobic cellular respiration happens in one cell organelle, that is called mitochondria. Aerobic cellular respiration happens in mitochondria. Here pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay, glucose. First breakdown of glucose into pyruvic acid occurs. Here pyruvic acid is produced. It is a 3 carbon compound in addition to that energy, and this glycolysis happens in cytoplasm. Then the pyruvic acid is converted into ethanol in the absence of oxygen. That is also happening in cytoplasm, or that we can call it as fermentation. And in absence of oxygen, it is happening in our muscle cells. That we can that is also one anaerobic respiration. And the third one is aerobic cellular respiration, that occurs in the cell organelle called mitochondria, or the powerhouse of the cell. There pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy. Now, what is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration, as you know, it takes place in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. And aerobic respiration occurs in mitochondria, and anaerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm. The end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and water in addition to energy. And in anaerobic respiration, the end products are alcohol or lactic acid in addition to energy. That is, energy is produced in all types of respiration. More amount of energy is released in aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, more amount of energy is released when comparing to anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy is released. Next is human respiratory system. I hope you learned it in your 7th standard. Here we will learn some more concepts related to it. Here, human respiratory system. It starts with, we can say that the openings on our nose, that is called nostril, and then nasal passage, nasal cavity, pharynx is there. Pharynx, as you know, it's a common passage for food and air. Then larynx or voice box, then trachea. Trachea will divide into two, and one branch of trachea will enter into one lung and the other will enter into the other lung. Inside the lung, the trachea will divide into bronchi. The bronchi will again divide into small branches or air pathways, we can say, that is air passages, that we can call it as bronchioles. The bronchioles will end in small sac-like, bubble-like structures, we can call it as alveoli. Here the bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli are seen inside our lungs. The alveoli are surrounded by fine blood capillaries. Next is mechanism of breathing. The first process is inhalation. As you know, during inhalation, the thoracic cavity or the chest cavity expands. That is, the ribs lift up, the diaphragm become flat in shape, and the volume of lungs increases and air enters into our lungs. And during exhalation, thoracic cavity decreases. Ribs move downwards and the diaphragm becomes dome shaped, or it moves upward, and volume of lungs decreases and air exits from our lungs. Now, how the exchange of gases happening between, that is exchange of gases between alveolus, blood and tissue. As you know that during inhalation, we are inhaling air rich in oxygen. That will through our nasal passage, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, ultimately it will reach the alveoli. Okay, now the oxygen rich air is filled in the alveoli. From the alveoli, the oxygen will diffuse into the surrounding fine blood capillaries or minute blood capillaries. Through that blood capillaries, it will enter different blood vessels and the oxygen will reach each and every cell in our body. There, with the help of oxygen, our cells will perform aerobic cellular respiration. In presence of oxygen, they will perform aerobic cellular respiration. Okay, and the end product, as you know, that is end product is carbon dioxide, water and energy. And the carbon dioxide produced, we have to eliminate. We must have to eliminate it from our body. that carbon dioxide from our tissues. Now the carbon dioxide after cellular respiration, aerobic cellular respiration, carbon dioxide is generated in our tissues, and that carbon dioxide from the tissues, carbon dioxide from each and every cell will diffuse into the blood capillaries or blood vessels surrounding it. And the blood vessels carry this carbon dioxide. As you know about hemoglobin, hemoglobin is having a great role in carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide in our respiration. And it is carried, the blood will carry the carbon dioxide from the tissues back to alveoli, the capillary surrounding the alveoli. From there it is diffused into the alveoli, and from the alveoli it is exhaled out through our nostrils. It is exhaled out. Okay, that is the exchange of gases between alveolus, then to blood and to tissues, then again from tissues to blood, then to alveolus, and the carbon dioxide rich air is exhaled out. Now, as you know, terrestrial organisms use atmospheric oxygen, that they can directly inhale it, and aquatic organisms use dissolved oxygen in water. In plants, the gaseous exchange occurs through stomata in leaves. Stomata, that you know, the stomata are the small stomata, that are the small openings present on the surface of leaves, and that helps in gaseous exchange in the case of leaves. And in stem, lenticels are there. Lenticels are the small openings that helps in gaseous exchange. And in the case of root, the general surface of root helps in gaseous exchange. Hope you understood the concept. Now some questions are there that you have to answer. First question is, what advantage over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? Second question is, what are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy in various organisms? These two questions you have to answer. Thanks for watching.